I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, but sometimes misinformed. This is Danny G sitting alongside Rio and Jimmer today, and we're ready to bring you a bit of a recap. A lot of things going on, a lot of upsets, crazy shit over the weekend. Let's kick it off with some news, though, Jimmer.
Yeah, here we go. Florida Gators head coach Dan Mullen fired amid a 5-6 season. He went 34-15 overall with a Peach and Orange Bowl victory under his belt with Florida.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing to see, but, you know, they're kind of one of those programs that they want to see the results. Haven't been getting them lately, so.
They've lost a few recruits, too, along the way. So, after losing their fourth one, then they just lost the fifth one, by the way, after he got fired. Top end, like running back or something like that. But after losing their fourth recruit, he was questioned, and he said, we're worrying about what's going on right now in the season. So then he had to clear that up and say, well, no, or we're actively recruiting nonstop. You know, there's no days off in that. It's just, I don't know. It started the.
Don't get me wrong, they fell apart for sure.
Yeah.
But think about the expectations in a place like that. They just won the East last year, the SEC East, right? So, to fall apart that bad where the coach gets let go is insane.
Yeah. Not playing with any passion, though, either.
Right.
Sticking with that, kind of. Sacramento Kings fired head coach Luke Walton after a 6-11 start, losing 7 of his last 8 games. He went 68-93 in his tenure there. Alvin Gentry will take over as interim head coach. I vaguely brought this up the other night, maybe a week or so ago, when Marvin Bagley refused to go in to the game when called upon.
Yep.
So
he looked so good when he was coaching the Warriors for that stretch, didn't he? I'm super surprised he's done terrible.
Yeah.
Didn't they also coach themselves for a game or so to like kind of slap someone in the face? I can't remember who they
may
were
have
playing,
been a big part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the season before they won 73 games, I think, when they were just coasting. Yeah, definitely.
Sticking with them, you kind of touched on it. Klay Thompson has been cleared to be a full participant in practice now.
Yeah, they're good now. They're just going to get better. It's crazy to think about, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. How scary is that?
You get a perennial all-star back that is a two-way player, a legit two-way player, and one of the best three-point shooters of all time on top of that.
Yeah.
And he's a team-first guy. It isn't like they're going to have to worry about, him transitioning into the team or anything like that.
Right.
No, they might not lose another game.
Right.
So good. What are they right now? 13-3, something like that, right?
Their 73-win season may be in trouble.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
God. All right. Let's see what we got. We have Henry Ruggs III remains under house arrest after he missed a test, but they will increase monitoring on him.
Yeah.
You weren't really monitoring when you were monitoring, and okay, am I the only one that doesn't
make sense?
Doesn't matter if you're monitoring. He didn't show up for a test, and you're still letting him say, "I don't."
Right. Yeah. Right.
Hold on. Can we get another cool mill from him quick? Is this what it comes down to?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Andy Dalton will start for the Bears on Thursday Night Football on Thanksgiving versus the Lions as Justin Fields deals with a rib injury. Last time I seen, it was just a bruised rib. I think there was more testing that was going to go. But rumors coming from the locker room is that a lot of players want Nagy fired as the head coach.
Should have been last year.
Yeah.
But
are you shocked?
So not shocked by that at all.
I'm just looking forward to this Thanksgiving Day banger. They're the Bears and the Lions. That'll be
at least Cowboys and Raiders play too.
Yeah. That's going to be rough too, actually.
Where's that at? Is that at Dallas? That's got to be at Dallas. It's Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
think it always. Yeah,
I think it always is. Just like the Lions game, I do believe is always at the Lions.
Yeah.
Quarterback Adrian Martinez to miss Cornhuskers season finale with injury to his throwing shoulder. Frost said redshirt freshman Logan Smothers would start Friday against the 17th ranked Hawkeyes.
Taking him down.
Who?
You already know.
This is like the worst case scenario for the Cornhuskers. I'm gonna tell you right now. Basically, a freshman / rookie quarterback going against that defense. They may break an NCAA record in interceptions.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. But we were talking about this the other night too. I mean, this will be Adrian Martinez's last game. He's been there for 18 seasons at this point. It feels like, right?
What do you remember the quarterback before? I mean, for the Cornhuskers, before Adrian Martinez, you couldn't have because you might not have been born yet.
Well, Russell was there, right, for a season. Then he transferred to
Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
You think a red white team?
Right.
I got you. Yep.
Yeah.
But Adrian Martinez, I swear, I can't remember the last starting quarterback. It might have been Scott Frost himself.
It might have been.
Fuck.
Maybe, yeah.
It's like an 18th year red shirt.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
Continuing with a little bit of college football. Buckeyes quarterback C.J. Stroud emerges as Heisman favorite at U.S. sportsbooks at -220, and Alabama's Bryce Young in second with a +175.
It's close.
So I was chatting with Danny about this on the way back from the game. I think it should be Bryce Young, but I still think it's still close either which way, but I think it should be flip-flop because, in my opinion, Bryce Young hasn't had a down game. You know, he's played rolling basically right out of the beginning. I'm not saying he tore it up like what he just did. What he throw for like 550 and 6 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns,
right.
whatever it was. But he hasn't missed a step. C.J. Stroud started off slow, you know, and not like abysmally bad or anything. He just started off slow. I know. I just think that they should be flip-flop the other way. But either way, it's close because they're both throwing up ridiculous
You're probably
numbers.
right on that.
Because they're both freshmen too. So I'm not even doing like a nod towards a freshman or a senior or anything like that. It's just I think Bryce Young's been consistent all season long.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Let's see what else we got here, gentlemen. We'll go over a bunch of injury news in the NFL like every other week. Jets running back Michael Carter out 2 to 3 weeks with a low-grade high ankle sprain. Cowboys wide receiver Amari Cooper out with COVID for this game also. Wide receiver CeeDee Lamb could be out with concussion for this game, also obtained that he got during the first half of the Chiefs game, or the thumping.
I'm pretty sure he is out since it's Thursday. He won't.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Okay, so
Yeah.
it is confirmed. So they're down their two best receivers.
Not confirmed yet. They say he looked okay today, and they're hoping and thinking that he would clear, but yeah.
Oh, we did see weirder shit. Wasn't that like how many ever games ago? Mahomes, like I swear to God, like
Stumbling
bounced
around.
everything, and was stumbling, almost getting walked off. But no, he don't have a concussion. Go back out there.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yep.
Jags wide receiver Jamal Agnew goes on season-ending IR with hip injury. Packers lose starting O-lineman Elgdon Jenkins with a season-ending torn ACL. Khalil Mack will have season-ending surgery on his foot and has been placed on the IR. Chris Carson is slated to undergo disc fusion surgery on his neck and has been placed on season-ending IR. Pete Carroll in that instance said that they're planning on him being good to go in the spring.
Hopefully, that's
A disc.
He's had a lot of injuries, man.
Yeah, that seems
At
pretty
one point,
serious.
you just
though,
go,
like, yeah,
you just not.
Yeah, this might not be good for me. Like, right?
Right. Like,
a
point?
disc infusion, bro? That seems pretty fucking serious.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just as Seattle, I mean, he's been hurt how many times over and over and over again, and at what point do you just step away from that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole team's falling apart anyway, so. Denver Nuggets forward Michael Porter Jr. is getting daily treatment for a serious nerve issue in his back that is threatening the rest of his season.
He's been up and down, too, ever since coming out of college.
No, he was also the one that just got paid this year, too.
Yep.
So,
well, he had a couple good – it's been down. He come in and had a bad season, right? Then I think he bounced back. Then he got injured. It cost him the next 2 seasons, I want to say. almost full 2 seasons, and he had a decent season, and now he's hurt again.
Yeah, I think this hurts the Nuggets' chances, though. I really do. As your third guy, it isn't as hurtful as losing like Jamal last year.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah.
But losing your third guy, because you know who your 2 guys are going to be. Where are you going to get the other where are you going to get that supplemental scoring at?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you can get something figured out before it does. Ketlin Vieira defeats Miesha Tate via unanimous decision in UFC Fight Night main event.
Yeah, it looked like she busted her up pretty good, too. It's kind of surprising, I guess, but, got to get back at it. A little bit of ring rust. She looked good her first fight, but, when you're fighting some of the top people in the world, you got to always be on your game and improving.
Yeah. Well, that first one she came into, wasn't that kind of like a tune-up? Like it wasn't that high end of a...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This might have been a little bit higher up. Jim Calhoun, who led UConn to 3 national titles, has retired again, this time with D3 St. Joseph.
Yeah, it might be the last time. I think.
Maybe.
Maybe.
How many times Jay-Z retire? A bunch of times, right? So you just do what you want to do.
Is what it is. You're retired until someone makes a huge-ass check for you with a bunch of zeros.
Yeah.
Alex Rodriguez and David Ortiz get their first crack at the Baseball Hall of Fame, while Barry Sanders, Curt Schilling, Sammy Sosa, and Roger Clemens will get one last shot on the ballot. A total of 30 names were revealed to be considered for the Hall. I do have a list of some of them. Some of them were actually pretty intriguing. There's a lot of Twins on there that aren't going to, during that late 90s, early 2000s run that they were pretty good, but I don't think they're going to get in. And that is, let's see if I can pull it up quick. Screenshot. There it is. So the other names on here, or we'll just say the list in general: Bobby Abreu, Barry Bonds, Mark Burley, Roger Clemens, Carl Crawford, Prince Fielder, Todd Helton, Ryan Howard. Yeah, you remember Ryan Howard, as soon as they figured out the shift, ended his career.
Ended his career.
Because that dude was ridiculously good at one point, Tim Hudson, Torrey Hunter, Andrew Jones. Torrey Hunter could, and that's because of his defense, not because of his batting.
Yeah, he had a glove.
Andrew Jones, kind of the same concept there. Jeff Kent, Tim Lincecum, Justin Morneau, Joe Nathan, David Ortiz, Jonathan Papelbon, Jake Peavy, Andy Pettit, A.J. Pierzynski, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Scott Rowland, Jimmy Rollins, Curt Schilling, Gary Sheffield, Sammy Sosa, Mark Teixeira, Omar Vizquel, and Billy Wagner. Any on there that you could... and we'll get to the other part here in a second. Minus the ones that I said in the first part. Any other names on there that you're thinking like, oh?
Schillings, maybe. Teixeira. Kind of interesting. See if they get in or not. Tim Lincecum, he did a lot for the Giants. Kind of a staple of their pitching staff for a while. So he had
a wicked ass curve. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started way up and then dropped perfectly where it needed to be. You just it buckle your knees.
Mm-hmm. A lot of these guys are so special to one team. Maybe a couple to share. Texas Yankees. But so it'll be interesting to see if they get the same love instead of just from their fan base or who they played for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good call. I mean, you named a handful of Twins that a lot of people would be like, eh.
Yeah, but like us, we remember their special moments. Joe Nathan, if it wasn't for, he has probably the best shot out of all those. And what I mean is because they put, name is escaping me, Enter Sandman, Yankees closer.
Mariano.
Yeah.
Yep. They put Rivera in, and Joe Nathan is right up there in the all-time saves list. And he had a lot of 40, 50, high-end 50 save seasons. So.
Yeah.
Getting back to the other part of that, though, I think we've all stated it before. Like, How's Barry Bonds? I don't care about Kurt Schilling. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't know if he's really World Series or Hall of Fame worthy anyways. I think it's more of a name. He has a bloody sock. I understand he has World Series championships, but there's other guys that have those too, like that were part of those teams and went to other teams, and you just don't know that they did, because they didn't have a name.
Yeah.
I
He
don't
had some
know.
pretty big moments. I don't know.
He had some big moments, but there's
Yeah.
players that have big moments, and I don't know if they're just quite Hall of Fame worthy anyway. But regardless, Barry Bonds, I think, should be in, right? Roger Clemens should be in.
Yep.
Sammy Sosa. I mean, he did. I mean, what did he have? 2 or 3 straight back-to-back 60 home run seasons?
Yeah. Disgusting.
Just stupid.
Yep.
I don't care if the bat was corked or not.
Yeah.
What was the controversy with Clemens? Was it steroids?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
PEDs. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he won't, right? Who else? Manny Ramirez, you mentioned on there, right? Didn't he have a bit of an issue?
He did. David Ortiz did too,
Sketchy.
actually. So David Ortiz actually got caught doing it. He had supplemental stuff that he got caught with, but never got blown up in the media for whatever reason. Don't know why.
It's because most of that media is east, Boston area. So
Yeah, I just
Makes sense.
kind of thought it was weird too when I was reading that. A-Rod admitted to his. I think that should go somewhere too, like knowing because his stats are ridiculous.
he admitted to his after how long though?
True, but
He was
but-
garbage
but-
about it.
right, but Barry Bonds hasn't admitted to it yet. A dude is still sitting in prison for that, man.
Yeah.
If you think Barry Bonds should be in there, then Alex Rodriguez should too.
I think he
Yeah.
should. Obviously, all of these guys
Yeah.
that we
Right.
talked about, I
Yep.
think they all should, right? God, I don't know. How many cracks do you get?
That I can't remember what
I don't
10
know.
years? Has it been 10 years now? I think that's what it is. It's somewhere in there, 7 to 10, somewhere between 7 and 10 years.
Okay.
But then you can be put in a different way, but it's almost unlikely if you don't get in on this.
Yeah.
You would need to go so many more years. I don't know. But this is it for like the actual you're on the ballot shot.
Yeah, it's tough. You started touching that earlier, like the way the Hall of Fame system even works to get in is garbage.
I think it is.
Until people start adjusting their views and those people are on, the voting committee.
You have way too many old school motherfuckers on there. I really believe that. I think you have way too many old school guys that, you know what? Unfortunately, it might have been a black eye, but it also saved your sport. So get over it. Put an asterisk next to it if you want to. Put it as the steroid era. Whatever you want to do, but I don't think you should be holding them out because they were damn good players. They really were.
Yeah.
What was your belief? Steroids. Do them anyway.
Yeah.
They should
know it.
legalize
What'd
them.
you say? Except
Well,
for pitchers? Real?
Except for pitchers.
Except for pitchers. Take that gooey stuff off their hat, though. But Broncos wide receiver Cortland Sutton agrees to a 4-year, $60.8 million extension with $34.9 guaranteed.
And they just bottled up Tim Patrick
Tim
as
Patrick,
well.
too.
So here's where I'm going to go with that, okay? They're trying to keep these stud receivers, these athletes there.
Make a push for Rodgers.
Rodgers or Russ, somebody, right? Because you're going to be like, well, we have all the weapons. There's no reason to go anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely agree.
You don't see them extending Teddy B right now, do you?
right.
No. They got to go. I think what you're saying, they didn't draft a quarterback. Teddy's a good, manageable
Bridge.
quarterback. Yeah. Drew Lock wasn't the answer. So, yeah, I think they
Who
swing
were
for
the guys we were
fences.
talking about? There's an interesting field that could be out there this next year, by the way. We were talking about this. You have A-Rod that could or most likely will be out, Russ Wilson, and Matt Ryan.
Yep.
Because Matt Ryan, I don't think carries. Did I tell you?
We talked about
yeah,
that.
they don't. He doesn't carry a hit next year, or it
Or
tremendously
like $7
goes
mil.
down.
I
yeah.
think it's like 7
Yeah.
million, something like
yeah,
that.
it goes down like tremendously.
And they're headed nowhere.
So neither one of those three would be a bad choice if you have all those weapons around them. That'd be, at least in my opinion.
Yep.
I mean, if you have to take the lowest one in Matt Ryan, that's still one hell of a dude. Went to a Super Bowl, knows how to throw the rock, consistent. Put him on a good offensive weapon team. He has nobody out there to throw to right now.
No.
Yeah.
Like
Literally
nobody.
nobody.
And
Kyle
he's-
Pitts.
And he's still throwing. Yeah, Kyle Pitts. Touch on that a little bit. All right, so Texans longest losing streak in the league so far up to that point, upset the Titans, who had the longest winning streak of the season.
Yeah.
22-13 in Tennessee behind 4 Tannehill interceptions.
And he fumbled the ball twice, too.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Just a rough game.
Rough game. There were some rough games from different teams around the NFL this week. Kind of surprised us.
This one might not have been the biggest surprise, but I just thought it was just like intriguing that
Well, the score, they weren't even close as the score says. I mean, they were getting beat up.
Yeah, you're right.
They were
You're
getting
right.
beat up, so that's why I surprised
We've seen
me.
that. What was it? 20. It was 22-6.
Yeah,
and that last
yep.
touchdown came with like 2 minutes left or something like that left in the game. 3 minutes, something like that. Yeah. This one get a chuckle. Browns fans booed Baker Mayfield multiple times in the second half of Sunday's 13-10 victory over the winless Lions. Those are probably the same fans that won't be quiet while we're on offense and trying to operate, Mayfield said Monday. So I don't really care.
You can't say that,
Yeah.
right?
He has to care, one, because
Damn.
but with contract time coming up, you've definitely got to care. And he may kind of know something's going on. Maybe he enters that, available quarterbacks situation possibly as well. Maybe the Browns try to go a different direction.
They could pull one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, they could pull the Matt Ryan or the
I don't know if
Russ.
they. I don't think
think
the money
Russell,
for that though.
Why wouldn't they? They don't. They're not paying anyone. They just got rid of OBJ's contract.
They're paying
and they're not
a
paying
lot
a
of money on
quarterback.
defense in that offensive and defensive line.
Yeah,
Like,
but
they're
usually,
paying a lot of money out there.
usually you pay, like, if you're ready to win, especially when you're talking about those two guys,
Yeah.
Rodgers and Ryan, you're probably going to take a pay cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going somewhere, okay, you have all the pieces here. This is intriguing. We can really do this. You know what? Instead of getting $30 million, maybe I'd be okay with taking 25.
Yeah. Maybe they do have the money, I guess. But do they have the receiving pieces for one of those guys to come in? Maybe is a better question. I don't think they do.
Jarvis, they have some tight ends that don't get any love that Mayfield doesn't use. Njoku is big. Isn't Hooper there too? Austin Hooper's there. They have some tight end love. Donovan Peoples-Jones isn't bad. He just hasn't been healthy. I'm not saying he's good. I'm just saying he's not bad.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, is that enough to attract? And the offensive style.
Hold on. The running game, too. You have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt behind you, the O-line. I don't know. Then you roll the dice and, like, all right, I'll come here and let's see what you spend on a first-round pick for a receiver or something.
Maybe.
Or maybe someone else will come with you, one of the receivers.
Maybe it's worth conversation. I mean, they're obviously a good
They're
team,
gonna have,
right?
in 2022, they will have $38 million
Oh,
in,
yeah, they can pay.
cap space.
They can pay
And
somebody.
only $205,000 in dead money.
Okay. So, maybe.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. LeBron suspended 1 game for his role in the altercation with Pistons Isaiah Stewart, who received a 2-game suspension. Funny thing about this one, well, not funny first off. LeBron said that he tried to get Isaiah's number after the game, phone number, to try to call and apologize to him. I watched the play. It didn't look quite that bad. I mean, it was a little physical, but he did get cut. And he was pouring out. So this dude went psycho mode, though. He tried going 4 or 5 times. Like, I was telling him, I don't know if you've ever seen that, if you've seen the movie, what did I ask you? Dr. Evil.
Oh, yeah.
Austin Powers.
Yeah, that's
so
what
the second Austin Powers, at the very beginning, he's in a fake episode of Jerry Springer. And he's coming out there, and then it's all like fucked up parents versus like their kids and all that stuff. And there's like a stage full of them. And one of them starts talking crap about Dr. Evil or something like that. And little Scott Evil gets up and starts, you don't talk shit about my dad. And old boy gets up, Dr. Evil gets up, and so he starts getting into it. He's like, okay. And then he starts charging, like throwing fists and throwing and throwing chairs. And then they calm him down. All right. And then he goes at him again. That's what it reminded me of, because this dude would not stop.
Yeah, he wouldn't stop. And I don't know. I didn't like LeBron doing that. He seemed like he got beat or wasn't going to get, and he like turned around and just balled his fist. And it was like, okay, why did you even have to? But yeah, then definitely that other guy just went crazy. It's like, all right, dude. Like,
it was kind of a high school thing, though. Like, when he was in LeBron's face, he didn't do anything. Then when there was that crowd of people, he started to go crazy and whatever. But it was pretty funny. I don't know if you saw Gilbert Arenas put a statement or whatever out, he typed up this huge thing, and he's like, listen, if there's anything you need to know about the NBA, it's you don't try to put hands on LeBron, on KD, or on Steph. That's how you get your ass kicked out of the NBA. And he's going down the list. He's like, when the NBA doesn't like you and they decide to make an impact or whatever, he's like, you're going to get shipped off to a different country. He's like, Enes Kanter went at LeBron, and the president of Turkey is still coming after him. So he's like, you don't do that. It was hilarious, man, if you find that. But it's so true.
Yeah. Oh, his teammates got up in there quick, just like I told you along the way there.
Did you see Russ was pissed that he got a T?
He got a T for that?
Yeah, he's like, I still don't know what I did.
All he did was, he did go in there real quick to try to separate. Like, he was there to back it. Yeah, no, I'm not saying you deserve a T for it.
Yeah.
I just mean he was there for his teammates. Anthony Davis was looking like he wanted to throw some fists there too, but they got a little warm.
Yeah.
Here is the craziest one of the day to me. Saints quarterback Taysom Hill signs a 4-year hybrid-type contract that could be worth between $40 and $95 million, depending on the position he plays. It includes, it includes $22.5 million in guaranteed money, $40 million base, with $55 million if he were to become the starting quarterback.
What the heck?
Yeah. His 2021 stats for you, Chris. 20 rushes for 104 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Dude, I could do that.
4 catches for 52 yards.
I could also do that.
7 for 8 in passing for 56 yards and an interception.
I could definitely do that.
Yeah, right.
Jesus, dude.
What are they doing?
Sign me up.
What are they doing?
Sean Payton
They could have signed me for half of that.
Yeah.
Good God.
I'd give them the same numbers.
You'll lower your head and put the boom too, right? Or you may get smacked out.
I was going to say, I may get booned, but hey, I'll do it.
Yeah.
For half that money.
I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, that's the most expensive gadget player in history.
In the history. And I don't think he touched – I think he touched the field like 3 times in this last game.
I know he's been banged up a little bit, so.
But still.
This
is still the same man, ladies and gentlemen, that got passed over for Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston gets hurt and out for the year with a torn ACL. All right, Taysom, your time to shine. Oh, no. Never mind. We picked Trevor Siemian over you. But we're going to pay you $40 to $95 million.
Yeah. To be fair, during that time, that's when he got the concussion, and he was out for, I think, 2, maybe 3 games.
Right, but they also held him out next week. Like, the concussions, it was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
He should have been able to come back after the second week. I'm saying even with it.
Maybe. He's had a lot of concussions.
I know, with this history even. I'm saying, even with this history, the third game he should have been ready. Not the second one, even with your history. Third game, and you still haven't taken it over. You didn't take it over this week.
Right.
And he was out there. What's the excuse now?
Yeah. If you're him, as soon as they say that, you sign on the dot.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh shit.
Oh.
You said like million.
Yeah, not like thousands. Yeah. Okay.
That's not even that. That's nuts. But I heard this earlier on Fantasy Footballers, right? So the backup quarterback for the Lions, I think his name's like Tim Broyle or something like that, right? His college statistics: 1 touchdown and 13 interceptions.
I could definitely do that.
Who's that?
And he's
Tim
getting
Boyle.
$2.5 million as a backup quarterback for the Detroit Lions. 1 touchdown, 13 interceptions.
They don't have
college.
much. The third string is like David Blow or something like that, and from
He didn't do that bad for him.
He didn't.
Was that
last year? Yep.
Was it last year?
He didn't do that bad.
Insane.
He went out there and swung.
Because he the same one that played on Thanksgiving last year too.
Yeah,
he had that one. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he didn't play a bad game, so I don't know what Boyle would be doing there.
I don't know, dude. But yeah, he apparently dog shit college career, but enough to play in the NFL somehow right now.
Yeah.
So
sign me up.
Yeah.
And then we have Gronkowski and Saquon Barkley, both active for tonight's game. Buccaneers versus the Giants.
It's good. Been a while.
And that score is currently 17-10.
Who's up? Bucks?
And then one little side note before we get... Oh, maybe we'll wait until we actually get to that particular game.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and roll down. You want to go ahead and touch on some college?
Yeah, go ahead, Rio. You got her up, bro.
Yeah. So Illinois, Iowa, they pulled one out, 33-23. Your boy Tyler Goodson actually looked pretty good this game.
He did.
Tore it up.
He did, but that offense still looks so bad.
Yeah.
It really does. Like,
We didn't have 33 points. We
No.
had 14, I think.
they
Or
had
10,
he had
I can't remember.
Charlie Jones had a ridiculous 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown on this, and a 0-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
off-
so
Ooh.
this offense is really struggling, and I'm still going to sit here and keep beating this drum. And I think I have every right to do that now. That we're to the second quarterback. Get to my boy. For the love of
Ducey.
God, Ducey.
Ducey.
Let's go.
Let's
I
roll.
promise you. If he fails, I will stop bringing anything up about any quarterback ever again.
How about
That's
just Iowa football? in
That's a
general?
lie.
No, I probably won't do that.
Yeah.
But God, I promise you, he can't be any worse than these guys. I promise you that. I've seen the guy throw the ball. I hate to give this guy next to us any type of props, but you have a different swag at quarterback when you're from the state of Texas. This dude was the kid. He was the man there, and he started recruiting guys right out of the gate as soon as he signed on with Iowa. So he's fully committed. Give him his shot. There's literally nothing coming from these other quarterbacks at why this guy should not be touching the field.
Yeah.
Just shouldn't be that close.
Georgia, thumbs up. Charleston, Southern, low-end opponents, so doing what they should.
More of the same.
Alabama beats 21 Arkansas, 42-35, so close game.
Yeah.
Bryce Young went off, 559, 5 TDs, so crazy.
That is a Alabama record, by the way.
Yep.
The 559.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. They
He
still
had
though
to.
a close game. He had to put on that
They
performance.
needed
so.
every inch of that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
See, that's what kind of scares me about you let Arkansas put up 35. That defense is not scary,
Mm-hmm.
to say the least.
Yeah.
Yep. Scary when you're looking at what
That-
they have. Auburn
That's going to be
next.
Yeah. Well,
And-
Auburn's without their starting quarterback for this year. So
Oh, okay.
that I'm not saying they won't play him tough regardless. It's still one of the most
always do, yeah.
one of the harshest rivalry games in
Ironside
the
Bowl or whatever.
in the Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl.
Iron Bowl. That being said, that's gonna be an interesting SEC game, championship game here coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They sealed the deal on that, right?
Yeah. They're.
Yeah. After this, Alabama's officially in the.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be definitely an interesting game. Here we go, Danny. Utah knocks off Oregon, 38-7, just a thumping them.
Destroyed.
Hey, dude, does
them.
that mean-
Destroyed them.
He bet something on this, didn't you?
Season's not over, baby.
What?
Get
out of here!
Season's not
Get
over.
out of here!
Get out of here.
2 losses out of the Pac-12? No way.
Make him take it and watch it get slide in. So.
There's
Make him take
there's
it.
crazier shit that's happened.
Oh,
that's
brother.
But no, Utah put it on.
They
them,
were-
man.
they just
Jesus.
ran
I
all
knew you
over
were about
him.
to say put it in him. It's okay.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Uh,
ran all over him. Yeah, surprising.
Houston. Did you touch on that one? Houston over Memphis, 31-13.
All right, you guys are going way too far down the line. First of all, we need to talk about Ohio State.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
the next game.
It was.
Jesus Christ. So I think all of us said that what were they favored by 19.5 or
Yeah.
whatever? We're like, no, it's gonna be a closer
Close
game than
game,
that.
yeah.
Fucking first quarter,
They
it
didn't-
was
Michigan State didn't score till the
21-0.
fourth quarter.
yeah.
It's
Dude,
crazy.
it was 49-0 at halftime.
Those 6 touchdowns your boy had were all in the first half.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
CJ.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
That they're going to be
Did not see
really
that
tough.
coming.
They're going to be a real tough out. I didn't see that coming. I thought Michigan State could at least get inside that 19.5 points.
Yeah.
I didn't think Michigan State was going to win that game. I don't think any
Yeah.
of us even flirted with that
No.
idea.
No, we just thought it'd be 14 probably or close game anyway.
Yeah.
So Michigan State would hold on to the ball, run, keep it away from Ohio State. And
I was thinking purely 14 or less. That's what I was thinking, 14 or less, and that is not the case.
not
Yeah.
the case.
Well, and it hurt our boy Kenneth Walker's chances too. That he couldn't run the ball. They only six carries, right?
For
20,
26
yeah.
for 26 yards or something.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're down 50, you got to throw the ball every time, basically. So
Mm-hmm.
tough.
I don't think you emphasized the score enough. Did you say the score that Utah Oregon? Like how bad that was?
Yeah,
Yeah.
38-7. They were thumping them.
They get destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, you definitely owe it. Like you might as well. Like there's no way. Not a single one of those other teams.
Magic happens. If I have to pay
What?
up, I'll
You
pay
think got
up.
blown up 31
Yeah,
points?
I'm telling
There's
ya.
no way. There's no miracle in the world for that.
Magic happens.
They would put in University of Texas San Antonio before they did that.
That's not true. but-
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not true.
I know I perked his
Texas,
interest.
baby.
Cincinnati finally did what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep, I was a little misinformed. That defense, man, held SMU in check all the way to the fourth quarter. They finally scored a couple garbage touchdowns.
Yep.
Defense looked good. Ritter looked good.
Yeah,
Man,
48-14 against, SMU wasn't ranked, but they were 8-2 and
They had the sixth best offense in the nation.
Yeah.
So, big surprise when I turned this one on. I was like, holy moly.
So not right here, but Ohio State did jump all the way up to 2 in the AP. I don't know if the college football playoff one came out yet or not, but
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it either. I tried to look for it. They jumped up to 2 in the AP, and with this win, does Cincinnati and Oregon's loss,
Yeah.
Michigan State's loss, does that
Yes.
finally put them in the number 4?
Maybe.
I'm worried. Michigan.
Because
Michigan,
Yeah.
but those two will play each other next week.
Yep.
So is there enough now?
But then Oklahoma and Oklahoma State still play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last game.
I think one way or another, since he gets fucked. Michigan. So
Because
what probably
one of
happens
those
is
two will
Michigan
get in.
loses to Ohio State, right? So then you think, oh, cool. That'll mean what? That'll mean since he jumps. But then
Hold on a second, though.
Oklahoma State beats Oklahoma, then they jump ahead.
Here's the interest.
Why are you pointing at me when you talk about Oklahoma?
Big 12 in my head.
Because you wish that you were from Oklahoma, not Texas.
I absolutely do not.
Yes, you do. But that being said, what the interesting thing is, you brought up Oklahoma State, Danny. They would have to play each other in back-to-back weeks or back-to-back times because they would play in the Big 12 championship game also.
So what if Oklahoma wins both of them or Oklahoma State?
Yeah,
because
that
they're
would be
only
different.
one.
Now, that'd be the case. Now, but if they both split, then now you're right back to Cincinnati.
Well, then you might go Pac-12 champ.
Oregon?
If,
Is that how
What
we
the
would do
heck?
it? Get the
Yeah,
hell
that's
out of
all
here.
they would shut him down.
Yeah,
Shut
shut
his
him
mic
the
off.
hell down. They would put in the ACC up in there before they did that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be our luck too. Clemson would fucking roll in there somehow,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Oh, see, they finally got hot, guys. It isn't about how you start; it's how you finish.
right.
Yeah.
Gross.
We'll keep rolling here. Michigan 59-18 at
Called that
Maryland.
one. That was one I hit on.
There you
Yep.
go.
They held them in check. The third quarter they scored 15, but that was it. 3 points in the second, and Haskins didn't have as big a game as I thought. 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, but
You. Notre Dame just keeps rolling, and in fact, they're getting hotter and hotter.
They
55-0 at home against Georgia Tech. Yes, they keep getting hotter and this, that, and the other, but I don't think you see that could be one of those teams that could hop up in there too, which is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Not scary, like I think they could do damage because I think they would just let us down anyway, like they keep doing anytime they have made the college
right. But
football
their
playoff.
one loss is a good loss technically.
Cincinnati.
So,
But then it comes back to the head-to-head. Then
Yeah.
why would you – hold on. We already beat them. So and we beat them pretty handedly at their house.
Yeah, and we don't have a loss. So
Right.
yeah.
We'll see what they've already shown what the head-to-head means to
Yeah.
them. Oklahoma State wins 23 biff at Texas Tech.
That is impressive holding the Big 12 offense to 0 points. I will say that.
Yeah.
Their defense has played well this year.
Yeah. That I think that me personally watching the up and downs of Oklahoma, you guys finally got me sold on that. Regular Oklahoma. Up and downs. Actually, I think Oklahoma State has the best shot.
I agree.
If they can beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, I
and then
like
they
the
win
defense. The offense isn't as explosive, but it can do some damage. But that defense is, I mean, you hold a team to 0 in the Big 12. That's crazy to see to me. I mean,
Yeah.
You don't see that
No.
in the Big 12.
You don't see shutouts getting pitched very often.
No, and they're usually each team's dropping 40, 45, That's nuts.
Baylor keeps rolling 20-10 at Kansas State. Nothing too special there. I think it was just a good hard-fought defensive game.
Yeah, Kansas State is always one of them tough places to play. No matter what, they're stingy. But like I said, the offense just isn't good enough usually to keep up with everyone else.
Yep.
Yep. Ole Miss also continued to roll 31-17 against Vandy. That's actually a little closer than what it probably should have been, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Vandy 2-9, 0-7 SEC. Either way, win is a win, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
At this point in the year, definitely.
Iowa State barely comes up with a L. One hell of a fall, by the way. Iowa State loses to Oklahoma at Oklahoma 28-21. Iowa State just
has just fallen this year.
Yeah, and they brought back the most
they
experienced
were top
team.
5. Yeah, one of the best defenses they were supposed to have. Brock
And they
Purdy is supposed to be.
And they literally brought back the most experienced team maybe in the nation.
That's the Raging Cajuns, but yeah. God. Been a letdown for sure.
They've gotten hosed in a few games. What was that? That was the touchdown celebration. One.
They won that game though. So.
Yeah, they won that one. But I'm just saying, that's kind of like the image I get in my head of their season. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely.
BYU 34-17. I should say Rio's BYU.
You know it. I've been betting them again and riding that train.
Back on the train, baby.
And this was an interesting game. We watched the end of this one. Nebraska at Wisconsin. Nebraska made this a game, or this was a game, 28-35. Old boy got hurt in this game, Adrian Martinez. But couldn't quite pull it off. It would have been nice. For Iowa now, you need Wisconsin to lose to Minnesota next week at Minnesota. And you need to win. And then Iowa needs to win, and then they'd be in the Big Ten championship. I don't see that happening. I thought this was actually one of the better shots at it. Nebraska, you said, that's been playing close. Everybody, I was like, wow, maybe they'll be able to pull off an upset. Don't want to root for them in any way, shape, or form, but I was hoping.
Yeah, I'm not super surprised Martinez got hurt. He was getting, at the end of that game, they were just bringing the house. And he wasn't making the right plays. He was getting hit every single time. The last play, though, there was something that could have been a pass interference call that they just let go on 4th down. I think he probably let it go, but it was pretty obvious pass interference, so tough. Okay. I don't know.
Texas A&M rolls up Prairie View A&M 52-3.
As they should.
Yep. Pittsburgh keeps winning here 48-38 at home against Virginia. Nothing too intriguing there except for Virginia's quarterback outplayed my boy.
He's
Kenny Pickett.
He's good. I think he might lead the country in passing yards, actually.
Virginia's?
Yeah.
Okay.
47, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. Oof. NC State wins at home against Syracuse 41-17. UTSA, like we so eloquently put it, I did have UAB to cover, but I don't think they did. Was that only 2.5? Either way, UTSA stays undefeated.
That was a heck of a game. I don't know if y'all watched the end of it.
No. 34-31.
Yeah, they were down and scored a touchdown to win it with like 2 seconds left or 3 seconds left. Yeah. Just an absolute crazy ending of a game. I'm trying to pull it up here, see what the timing was for sure. But, yeah, it was like, here they go. They're going to cough this one up.
Yeah, I can't remember what that spread was, but I thought I liked UAB to keep this one close, which they did. But either way,
yeah, they did pretty good here. So let's see, yeah. So 1 yard touchdown pass with 3 seconds left. Yeah,
there we go.
Damn.
And finish top 25. Mississippi State wins 55-10.
Yeah.
That mighty SEC.
That's top 25, but I was trying to remember who did West Virginia play this week?
Oh, who was that?
Don't remember because it wasn't important.
It wasn't important. Damn, who was it, Rio?
Was it something hook 'em down?
Hook 'em down, he says.
I don't know. Go Dogs, baby, though. Championship bound. Can't wait. My favorite team.
You guys.
Holy shit.
Lost to West Virginia, which I'm not saying that isn't the biggest surprise. The biggest surprise is the losing streak comboed with you are not bowl eligible.
Yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to look that up yet?
What?
How many 4- and 5-star recruits are at the University of Texas?
I haven't yet. Rio might know off the top of his head.
No, he ain't gonna admit it.
I don't.
Or he's gonna say that they're not his boys.
They're not. Well, I mean, I agree. Not all his boys, but you'd think they'd do a little bit better.
Let's say at least double the amount that the Hawkeyes have, if not triple.
How many 5-star recruits are on Texas?
I guess when I think about it, I think Texas's fall, 6 straight, some bad losses. I think that's worse than Florida's. And Florida's coach got let go.
Yeah. But Sark's first season, not a full recruiting class.
Yeah.
You know.
They're still like when we're talking 4 and 5-star recruits, those are still special athletes at the end of the day. I was telling Danny this, not athletes. It is 3 syllables when it comes to the talent that you guys bring in, and he wasn't able to turn that into a bowl season. Honestly, you may want to think about actually firing him. I'm telling you that right now. You may want to, if you couldn't turn 6 wins into that. I mean, your guys are not. We're talking about 4 and 5-star recruits here. Yeah. They were still getting brought in before that. You guys do have that at the skill positions, 100%.
Right. We still need time for the quarterback to throw, unfortunately. So,
well, that may be so, but I'm telling you, like we're talking about 6 wins. 6 wins.
That's it.
Yeah, they need to recruit in the trenches better, both sides of the ball.
Texas,
quarterback has no
5-star commits since 2017. Texas has 6. They are in the top 10 for sure. 8 for 5-star recruits alone. That's not to mention the 4-stars, which we don't get many of those at Iowa either. So.
Right. Yeah, we hang around the 3s.
I'm just saying maybe what we're getting at, not the picking on too much actually, because you are a Texas guy. What I'm talking about is maybe they should think about moving on from the coach. Maybe it's not going to get better. You couldn't turn it into a 6-win season, a bowl-eligible season with that talent.
See, here's the thing why it's such a deal, because Texas, they're used to them either winning or being up there. And Iowa, y'all are just used to sucking. So when y'all suck year after year, y'all are just like, okay, this is whatever.
I can't remember the last time we had a losing season.
Right, but you're just never that good. So you're just mediocre.
We're good enough to average 8 wins a season. We're not in a bowl game.
Just to be mediocre, though. That's what's
fine.
expected.
That's fine.
Whatever.
You can't get there either. You haven't been there since like 2005.
What are you talking about?
Or whenever the hell that was.
Vince Young?
Colt McCoy felt like it was like 50 years ago, so calm down. Your one season that you can hang on to is your one.
2005 is when we won it, right? 2011, I think we lost Alabama. One of them years. But
oh, you didn't win it then. Okay,
no.
That's right.
Still got to make it there, right, Jimmer?
So that counts now? It counts when you're making the debate?
Got to get a shot at it, which Iowa doesn't get.
All right. Let's roll into some NFL.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, well, at least the last time it was updated. It looks like
Still
Buccaneers are still
17-10.
Is that what you got?
Yep. Must be halftime.
All right. We'll quickly touch. I can't remember if we did touch on it. Patriots 125-0 Thursday night football.
Yep. Hit on that. I think we all had that one. You know, Patriots are hot right now.
So,
Falcons are just bad.
So they did what they're supposed to do. Nothing too impressive.
They shut out an NFL team, Jimmer.
That is impressive.
I don't know if it's that impressive. There's literally no weapons on the Falcons. The Falcons don't have a defense. I don't know what else you're supposed to do. They did what they're supposed to do. They should have won. If they wanted to impress me, it should have been 45 or more. 50-0.
Jeez, here we go.
50-0.
Keep upping it.
Okay.
Maybe 55. I'm not even that impressed by 50 right now.
They've won 5 straight, bro.
Let's get to the game. Or are we gonna save that one? Game of the weekend for sure. We just will hop into maybe partake in.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be a good start. Yeah.
Do we want to start with that?
Yeah.
Vikings at home pull off a last-second victory against the Packers.
You're welcome. I called it, boys. You're welcome. So
34-31.
Last-second field goal.
Last-second field goal. Aaron Rodgers did go for 385 and 4 touchdowns.
And Devontae had a game.
Devontae did have a game.
Yep, couple tutties.
But it was Marcus Valdes-Scantling that got the 80-something odd yarder. What was that?
75-yard
touchdown. So this was so me and Danny went and partook in this game, watched it at the stadium. Awesome, crazy, up and down. Last 4 minutes of gameplay were the craziest amount of emotions you could ever go through. So lead the charge down there. Looks like we're gonna pull it off. He goes off so Green Bay comes down. They tie the game. Was that 24?
Yeah, I think so.
24-24. Then we go down and Kirk's getting smacked, and I think it was about a 35-yarder or something like that. He's getting hit, lobs it up. Justin Jefferson comes down with it, dives into the end zone. He just goes nuts. The place goes nuts. Well, then they get the 2-point conversion too, because actually Green Bay was ahead. I take that back, right?
No, we took the lead. No. That gave us 7,
right.
yeah.
Yep. That gave us 7 because we missed the extra point at the beginning of the game. So, up 7. Place is electric. There's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes and...
Like 6 seconds, yeah.
No, 2 minutes and like 17 seconds.
Yeah, maybe what ended
because,
yeah.
I'm just saying, so kickoff, whatever. Aaron Rodgers launches one. Very next offensive series. Very next play, launches one. To MVS, like we said, 70-some-odd yarder for a touchdown. The emotion kind of leaves the building for a second. I look right over at him. I'm like, there was 2 minutes and 3 seconds left or something, like 2 minutes and 6 seconds. I was like, that's way too much time. You just left way too much time for Kirk Cousins. And I'm saying, yes, can he mess it up? Absolutely. He's shown that. But this year, he hasn't. He's been pushing, like getting them into winning position. Not saying they've all came through like that. You had the fumble that wasn't a fumble. You had the missed field goal, stuff like that, but he got him there. He goes and throws an interception.
Well, first there was a penalty, right? So we're at 1st and 5.
Okay. Yep.
So everybody's like, okay, we're going to run the ball. There's no reason to pass the ball. And immediately there's nobody in the backfield, and we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And he chucks it down the field. Terrible pass. God-awful pass, and we're like, this fucking game's over. This just got intercepted. Like, heart fell out of our fucking chest, right? We're like, oh my God, what the hell? And then fucking out of nowhere, turns out he didn't catch it, right?
He didn't catch it.
Yeah. It was
at first it looked like he did, and then as soon as they played it, it was clearly not intercepted. But from like where we were standing, I'm like, God, like the whole building went silent. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. But there was he got bailed out quite a few times. He
yeah,
really did
there was another one where
there
was a flag that saved an interception.
There were some
too.
flags that saved an interception, and he had one. I think we ended up equaling it out. There was a roughing the passer, but they also got us for one.
Yeah,
that was kind of cheap both ways. So, but either way, needed that, got it, and like we said, it just got our hopes up again.
Well, that Thielen catch, we got to talk about that too.
Oh yeah, so that shouldn't have happened either.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you got to see that replay either. This is also along that drive too. There was a pass thrown, and it was kind of a laser too.
Yeah.
It was probably like a 10, 15 yard out. And the defender must not have been looking like at all.
Yeah.
It missed the defender's head and arm. I swear to God, it almost goes through his body to where you couldn't see the ball.
Yep.
And Adam Thielen still caught it. Like he was shocked, like that it came through and like hit him and he's stuck, and just pure luckiness. It was a horrible throw. Horrible. Like
terrible.
If the defender would have been half-ass paying attention, I'm not even talking about an interception, he easily would have been able to knock it down.
Yeah.
It like went through his body, I swear to God. Weird as shit, but he'll get there. He'll sit there and set our hopes up. All Vikings fans.
Yep.
So the thing,
back to 5-5.
We didn't pay attention to how fast he was going because we were like so in awe of that 75-yard touchdown. But MVS just set, well, for this season, the record for the fastest run. So he ran 22:09, I think, 22 mile an hour. So like I didn't even notice how fast he was going because I almost had to fall down, like because I was
that play was there all game long. It was there a few times earlier in the game too, and A-Rod missed him.
Yep.
Ooh.
Missed him a few times. So that same route has been there. There was something not right with our safeties in that game.
Xavier Woods isn't good. Told you that.
Xavier Woods has been fine, but yes, in this game he was not.
Yeah.
Him and Harrison Smith both, like they weren't. I don't know if they weren't communicating or what, but let's go ahead and move on to another one here that might get Danny a little chippy, but it was one of the biggest surprises of the weekend. The Colts win 41-15 behind Jonathan Taylor's 32 carries, 185 yards, and 4 touchdowns and a receiving touchdown, so 5 total touchdowns.
Yeah.
Would you?
Whoever had him in fantasy?
Yeah.
You
got something?
Rio.
Hey, maybe I'll believe in him a little bit.
He's gonna eat it.
Maybe I'll believe in him a little. They finally beat a good team.
They did.
Finally. So
beat the shit out of a good team.
Shit out of a good team.
They kicked the shit out of, but what the hell is going on with the Bills?
Yeah.
They're
What?
so up and down. It doesn't make any sense.
This
15
is
points.
So I heard an interesting take on this, right? And I guess I could bring him up quick, but guy said, he's like, yeah, because they're 6-4. He's like, they beat up the soft teams, as in they may be good teams, but they're not defensively strong. They're not physical teams. Any team that wants to hit you in the mouth, they buckle. Indy does do that. Indy has one hell of an offensive line, unless we've all forgotten about that. And they're a physical line. They have a hard-hitting defense. I'm not saying they're shut-down defense. I'm not saying they're the best defense in the league, but they have some pieces that like to hit, right? Right, I just thought about that because they brought up, they have a nice victory against the Kansas City Chiefs, who've been up and down. But do you think of them as a scary physical team, Kansas City Chiefs?
No.
You know?
Not really.
Tennessee. They lost to Tennessee. Tennessee plays smash mouth football, do they not?
Mm-hmm.
Physical line, physical, trying to get after it. I'm not saying they're an intimidating defense, but what I'm saying is a physical, try to get after you defense, hitting you. Just, I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's nuts. We all kind of thought the Bills had a real shot to make it to the Super Bowl. And it's still not out of the realm of possibility, but right now, playoffs.
I'm off it.
If playoffs started today, they'd be the 7 seed. So they'd barely make it
I'm
in.
100% off of it. We'll go through these quick, okay? Or not like quick, but like we'll try to go through these because there is a couple questions I want to ask you. Because my Super Bowl pick has changed. The Bills, that's no longer there anymore, and there's been so much up and down going on.
Yeah.
I want to hear where you guys really think they're at now, because there's been teams losing that we were picking, Rams being one of them. Ravens win 16-13 at the Bears with backup quarterback. It's T. Huntley. I don't know what his first name is.
Yeah, not sure.
He throws for 219 and an interception. Nothing too special. Ugly slugfest.
Yeah, I called that.
Tyler Huntley. Sorry.
I called that. I said the Lions were going to cover. They've played
the Lions.
The who?
I said
who are we
Ravens versus Bears.
The Bears. I'm mixing up games. Apparently, what we were talking about. Holy shit!
Is that alcohol still in your system from this weekend?
I gotta stop. Damn. Carry on. Apologies.
Yeah, there's not much in this game. I mean, Justin Fields got banged up. By the sounds of it, just bruised ribs. Ravens equaling out that they kind of needed to. Browns, we kind of touched on this. Browns won 13-10 against the Lions. Still not impressive for the Browns eking one by. I mean, yes, you win who you'd beat who you're in front of. That's all that matters. But this can't feel good.
No, you were shut out every quarter except for the second quarter.
Yeah, this is the game I was just jumping ahead to unintentionally.
Could they have won with Jared Goff? I know we're all low on Jared Goff, but could they have won this game with Jared Goff?
No.
No.
So, Rhea, I don't know if you've thought about this or not, but the Lions have played everybody in that division extremely tough.
Yeah.
Like, the Ravens had to kick a field goal to beat them. They tied the Steelers. The Browns, they played close. I think, have they played the Bengals yet?
I don't think they've played the Bengals yet.
Yeah, everybody in that division, they've played so close. So, I wasn't super shocked at all.
Are you calling that before it happens in the Cincinnati one? Because I think Cincinnati will blow them out.
They're a different team, I think, than everybody else in that division.
Yeah, different style.
Yeah.
Different style of offense. We vaguely touched on this already. Texans beat the Titans 22-13.
Yeah.
Tannehill had 323, a touchdown, 4 interceptions.
Right. Not as close as the score says, but, man, tell you what, did not see this coming. And the Titans are going to – the way the Colts are playing, and that's what I said. I said if the Titans start slipping and the Colts do start beating teams, then they'll be in trouble. You didn't think they'd lose to the Texans, but
since we touched on both of those games already, I'm going to tell you one thing that I believe in, like I already told him. I still believe the Titans are damn good. I really do. I think they're going to be, and I don't care which way it's going to end up, because I told you earlier that I believe that the Colts are going to make the playoffs. I said that many weeks ago. I still thought they were going to make the playoffs because the AFC wasn't too impressive to me. I thought the AFC West. Well, either way. So either way this ends up, I thought the Titans and the Colts were going to go. Now, which way the division goes is going to be very pivotal here in the next couple weeks, and they don't have Derrick Henry coming back yet. That's going to be towards the end of the regular season, if at all.
Yeah, I just think with the Titans, I think that we're going to see a huge fall off from where they started. But a big part of the reason they lost is, like, Tannehill's okay, right? But the number 1, 2, and 3 receivers all gone, all hurt.
Well,
and it's raining. It's a mess of a game. Like, you're not going to play well. 4 picks is inexcusable, but it's going to be tough regardless. You should have beat the Texans, but
all his weapons are gone.
Well, this game wasn't out of hand. What I don't understand is why was he throwing 52 times? This game wasn't out of hand until the third, I guess. That would have been 19 points. Why did you go away from running the rock? Your leading rusher had 9 carries in Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. I don't know what the...
You know what I'm saying? I know we didn't either. Yeah. I mean, it was being played at the same time that the Vikings game was going on, so I just don't understand why you wouldn't. It's not like the Texans are blowing the roof off. You know, like, why go away from it? And all it takes is one sprung touchdown, you know, and then you're back in that game.
Yep.
Before the fourth, I'm saying. Either way. Dolphins, 24-17 victory over the Jets.
Yeah, Elijah Moore coming out party, but otherwise, old Joe Flacco, man.
Joe Flacco
took some hard hits.
He did, but 291 and 2 for that old man.
Yeah. Not a dub, though.
Finally get something out of Elijah Moore, though. And I'm not saying anything bad against him. I just don't think the offense has been trying to work him into the game plan.
Yeah, ever since Zach Wilson's been out, Elijah's been playing well, better, essentially each week. So I think Wilson ends up coming back, right? So it's like you got to figure out how to get him the ball, right? He's proven himself. So,
hey, good thing they sat Mike Davis though, right? Or Mike
White.
Mike White. Sorry.
White, yeah.
Good thing they sat him though, right?
Good thing.
Instead of seeing what you got, how Miles Gaskin do for you?
89 yards.
Yeah. So I had Gaskin on the bench. Luckily, it doesn't matter, but I had a big debate to start him or because Antonio Gibson had a big game last week. So I'm like, all right, is he back? Like, what's going on? Ultimately, I went with the talent and started Gibson, but he did nothing, and Gaskin had a pretty good game. So
that being said, like I asked you, what did I ask you? Would you be more pissed at yourself if you would have flipped it the other way and the result happened the opposite way?
Yeah, definitely.
Like
Gibson didn't do well for you?
What?
He had a fumble in there, so he had like 7.8 or something like that.
Oh. Okay.
God, I don't know. You said something ballsy with what I'm about to say here. Saints lose on the road to the Eagles, 29-40.
Yeah.
What was your bold prediction there, Danny?
Eagles are starting to play really well, Rio.
So
yeah,
they're going to make a run for that division.
I think Washington is too.
You're giving up on your team already?
No, I'm just saying. I think those other two teams are going to start trying to make a push. They've been playing well. They've been running the ball.
You're being nice. That is not what you said. You said you think they're going to win the division now.
Oh, want to go $100 on it?
No, that's not.
Okay.
There might have been a little shit talking there. The Eagles.
You beat Aaron Rodgers once and fucking.
No, I don't. Listen, Dak is like nothing if he doesn't have the two of the best receivers in the entire league. Like, and so if anything happens to those weapons, they're in rough shape. Apparently,
but they won a game without Dak with those weapons.
Right, against who?
Vikings.
Oh,
yeah, the mighty.
Let's
Vikings.
go, Cooper Rush, baby.
Yeah.
Coop. What I'm saying is the weapons are more important than the quarterback in Dallas.
Way overpaid now.
So right now, like, Philly is gelling way more than any of us expected, right?
Yeah.
Overall, I think Washington's playing better, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of
learned to run the ball.
I don't feel.
They learned to run the ball.
I think the Cowboys need to they got to get healthy. Like, they got so many people banged up, but they need to sit Zeke. You got Tony Pollard, who is a serviceable backup, right? He runs great. Sit Zeke, because Zeke's been hurt. I don't know if y'all know this, but he's been hurt last 4 games. He's had a knee injury.
Still from back.
Yeah.
Was that around the Vikings game when he hurt himself somewhere around then?
Something like that, right? Maybe right before that. But he's
Yeah.
been that's been bothering him. It's like just sit him.
Shit.
Sit him. We got a lead right now.
Yeah.
Sit him a game. Let him get healthy.
Why sit him, but you didn't want to sit Dak?
Because
I
we
asked you that.
Chance for number 1 seed if we could take over it.
Right, but that's the same. I'm saying, like, why would you? I'd rather take care of my franchise quarterback than running back, which I have a backup to.
Because we're not. Now we're what, 2-3 games
I'd
out?
rather run the wheels off and then run with Pollard afterwards, versus my quarterback, my franchise quarterback that I paid a ridiculous amount to.
Doesn't matter. We end up beating the shit out of the Vikings with the
Beat
backup.
the shit out of. Get the fudge
Beat the hell out of them.
fudge.
No. Legit though, Philly for whatever reason they're looking really good. They're starting to balance things out. Hurts is looking way better. There's cause for concern, is what I'm saying. Like I really think they could make a push the way they're going right now. And the Cowboys seem to be inconsistent. There's no reason that's twice this year where they've showed up, but haven't showed up to play. Basically, right?
Yeah.
I think this one was more of everybody
Broncos.
being banged up.
Broncos,
And we were
Chiefs.
missing line pieces. We were missing, after a quarter and a half or whatever, we lost CD, right? Didn't have Amari. Zeke's been banged up. I think it was a lot of, our defense actually played well this week, but we're missing our 2 pass rushers, our starting D tackle, even though the defense did play well and keep us in the game. Denver Bronco one, absolutely didn't show up at all. I think this one is more kind of to the just missing everybody.
I don't know,
Defense
but
is really bad. They looked good.
You guys,
You know,
you guys still
that's what I
have
worry
enough on offense. I know you're banged up, and I understand that. You guys still have enough on offense to where you should have put up more than 9 by a mile. You got Michael Gallup back, who is who's a serviceable wide receiver, above serviceable, and you have Cedric Wilson.
7 games out, not playing the quarterback though takes a
Tony
toll.
Pollard. I know, I understand that, but
connection.
How much did you pay him? How much did you pay your quarterback?
Who? A lot.
What's a lot?
I don't know.
Like NFL record money?
I don't know.
I think it was NFL record money. When you are paying a man like that, you expect results no matter who's out there on the field because you think he can do the same thing. We can't sit there and say that about Kirk Cousins and beat him up when he was missing weapons too, but then give him a pass because you're missing your 2 lead receivers. You still have decent receivers. You guys are one of the deepest in the league at wide receiver, and you still had your tight ends too. That's what I'm getting at. It shows. I'm not saying necessarily you can't get a pass for a loss, but the way in which you lost. He had, I don't know if you know this, he had, in fantasy points, he had -2 fantasy points going through the third quarter. He had under 100, it took him halfway through the fourth to get 176 passing yards.
Yeah, like I said, linemen were missing. We're playing 2 rookies on the line. I mean, there's a lot of different pieces that go into this and just Dak playing horrible and missing 2 receivers. I mean, there's other stuff. I think this one was, like I said, was more to people being out than that Denver one where we just got hammered and seemed like we weren't ready. Eagles are playing good. Starting to kind of balance things out. I think once Cowboys kind of get everybody back, like I said, missing your top 2. Michael Gallup hadn't been on the same, didn't practice with Dak for 7 weeks or whatever it was. So since week 2, and then finally come back and play in this game. So it's like, okay, not going to be on the same page right away.
So you still feel good though?
I still
Even
feel
the way
okay.
the
I mean,
Eagles
the
are
Eagles, they're going to give us trouble the next game we play, and we won't blow them out like we did the first time.
Nick Sirianni is still their head coach. I wouldn't go so far above. I'd be more fearful, and this is just because my preseason prediction, of course. I'd be more fearful of the Washington football team.
Yeah, they need to run off the next 7 so we can be, at least I can be close on my prediction.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
I hate the Cowboys being banged up already.
Yeah.
And this many people out. So.
We'll keep on trucking.
Yeah.
We have Washington, speaking of which, wins on the road 27-21. The homecoming of Cam Newton is spoiled. Done.
Yeah.
He actually threw the ball a hell of a lot better than I thought he was. So I was like, hey, have you not seen him throw? It's looking like shit, blah, blah, blah. He actually threw with some, I don't know, he looked pretty damn good. That's what I mean. Like throwing, running, the whole works. I don't know if being back with the Panthers made him go. He can run a little bit faster than what he was doing with New England. He seemed a little faster. He had more energy. His arm didn't look like it was dead.
Yeah.
So, but either way, they still lost. So Taylor Heineke threw 3 touchdowns in that game. Your boy did have 95 rushing yards, but that fumble kind of hurt. Terry McLaurin was alive, 103 and a tutty.
Yeah.
Huge game, yeah.
49ers did exactly what they were supposed to do, 30-10 at the Jaguars. Jimmy G just keeps fighting it off, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
So when did Debo go to a running back?
Yeah, I saw that. He was carrying the ball last game,
Yeah.
carrying the ball this game.
Yeah.
8 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown. And Brandon Ayuk was their leading receiver. Guess where he was on my team?
On the bench.
On the bench.
Well, I can't blame you. He's been not
Up
doing
and down,
anything,
yep.
really, so.
I don't blame him for using Debo as a running back. Jeff doesn't look good, dude. He's like 2.5 yards a carry. If you're a running back for the Niners and this, with this offense, you average like 5-6 yards a carry. If you're decent. The other 7 guys that are hurt are averaging, like 5 yards a carry. So they're trying to get creative with that. And I'm thankful since I have him in fantasy. Otherwise, he would have got me zip.
Yeah.
So.
Bengals win 32-13. I called this one not. Well, if you guys remember, I brought up the stat of like every team that has played at this new Vegas stadium is like it is a record for the most points given up to start an NFL franchise's new stadium. Like they give up like 32 points a game. Basically, what they gave up right there, they gave up almost 30 points a game at home, but they end up winning 32-13. Like we were saying, that's the downfall, right? I called this a week or so ago. You guys weren't quite on the hook. Does that seal the deal for you yet?
Yeah, I think so. I did the last 3 games.
We've been waiting for it all year.
17 is the most points I've scored since Ruggs' situation.
Right, and they didn't score a touchdown until fourth quarter. Yeah,
I think this is finally at the wheels have came off.
Falling off.
Right. So I think that finally a fork in that, and those start going. I don't know if they win. I shouldn't say I don't know if they win another game the rest of the year, but it would help my full season prediction.
Derek Carr is a stud of a quarterback.
He is.
So
but they're all banged up too. Remember? They're all banged up. And, hey, which one of your guys killed a woman in a vehicle? Huh?
That's not being
What's
banged
up?
up.
What it is? They lost their head coach in the season too. You guys should lose your coach. Time management. This dude was racist.
So not banged up, right?
They're all banged up too. But either way, they're going where we thought they were going to go. Right? It's just finally kicking in. They were living high on a dream there. We already vaguely touched on it though. 19-9 Cowboys, Chiefs. I'm more surprised by the score. It's almost like that Green Bay Minnesota game score should have been the score of this game. I didn't want to. I was taking Cowboys to cover. I had that as one of my picks. I did not do well this week, and that was part of it. But I took the over on that also.
Yeah, Cowboys defense has been playing well. I know Kansas City have been struggling a little bit, but to see the defense actually come through, it's like, okay, well, we're missing our top 2 pass rushers, so they should only improve. A little bit worried about the offense, but like I said, missing a lot of pieces on the line as well. So we'll see.
We were watching this game at the restaurant last night, right? The last half, so it was.
Yeah.
The Chiefs' defense has went to just full-blown blitz. Like full-blown, like old blitz video games. They're bringing the house with everybody. That's the only way they're getting pressure. And for whatever reason, all these quarterbacks, not just yours, all these quarterbacks the last few weeks are just getting so flustered.
Yep,
that they're throwing. I'm like, because they're not reading it. Like, I'm like, dude, this is the same rush. They were bringing 6 every time.
Well, I'm sure that they were, Cowboys a little worried because they're starting them 2 young guys out there. So that's tough, especially when they're going blitz heavy.
Yeah, the Chiefs' offense still didn't look great. They keep winning these games, so I guess
they win. Are they back at they're
7-4?
They're technically a top because the Chargers have had a bye week. The Chiefs have not. Yeah. But they're at 7-4. They're winning. They're winning. I was gonna say luckily, but you know what? At the end of the day, they're still winning.
Yep.
They still add up. Cardinals win 23-13 at the Seahawks. Seahawks stick a fork in them.
My boy, baby.
We did all call that at the beginning of the season. In fact, we lost a fan or two because we said that.
You know who's been balling out for the Cardinals?
Zach
quarterback.
Oh.
Cole McCoy,
baby.
Cole McCoy.
So I'm glad you brought this up. I told him
I
told him this already. Interesting stat that I heard on Good Morning Football. Shout out. It is the only quarterback to win at Seattle Stadium last year and this year. Colt McCoy. Hold on. Take a second. Think about that. Any quarterback. That includes the Seahawks quarterbacks.
Jeez.
Russell Wilson has not won a game at home this season. That was Geno Smith.
Dang.
So Colt McCoy is the only quarterback last year and this year to have a win in that stadium.
Hogan Horns, baby. What I put on Twitter is about the only thing going right for the Texas Longhorn football right now.
You know what? He bent for you now. Are you ready to buy on the Cardinals?
No.
Because what?
No. Seattle's not a good team. That doesn't do anything for me.
We're gonna come back to this in a second because we have one more game. We're gonna go ahead and rip the score off and touch on because it was high scoring. 41-37, Chargers at home beat the Steelers. Justin Herbert, 382, 3 touchdowns. Not quite the whole story there. Austin Eckler goes for 4 touchdowns, trying to get to that Jonathan Taylor type of shit right there.
Yeah, big game. The other thing about Herbert, he had 94 yards rushing, something like that,
90.
So how many passing yards?
382.
382, so almost 400 passing yards and almost 100 rushing. So almost 500 yards total. So he's the first quarterback to ever do that, by the way, to throw for that many passing yards and have over 90 rushing yards.
That's special.
Yeah,
he's
super
a damn
special
good quarterback. And the walk-off touchdown, it wasn't a walk-off. There's still 2 minutes left, but the way in which they did that to Mike Williams, God, I'm telling you, that's one of the sleeper teams for me in the AFC because I think they have the potential. But the Chargers have always had the potential the last 15 years, right?
Yeah.
You know that, but they just don't play to their talent. They're missing something usually, or something happens. But either way, I think they're my dangerous team for the AFC. But let's go back to you. Supposedly say that you don't want to give the Cardinals any love.
Yeah. So what was the score of that Cardinals Seahawks game again, Jimmer?
23-13 in a hostile work environment.
Oh yeah. Oh, in a hostile. Okay, so we're doing that.
Hold on, with their backup quarterback and not their leading receiver and not their leading rusher.
Seattle doesn't have their running back, right?
But they have their starting quarterback.
Sort of.
The same one that you're trying to get to go to New Orleans.
He is coming back from that finger deal, which, like you emphasized the last few podcasts, requires, you need that fucking finger to grip the ball, right?
But still.
So they did not beat them up at all. They beat them. Sure, they beat them by 10. Cool.
With their backup quarterback on the road.
You can't. I just want you to know, you can't come at me with this argument when you still aren't on board the Patriots after what they just did.
I'm not. I'm on board with the Colts. I'm not giving you the damn Patriots.
Man.
That's not happening.
No, I'm not on board yet. There's more.
So who do you have ahead of them in the NFC? Because nobody's been winning recently was on the top.
Let's rephrase this question. So who right now, if I were to pick, who would go to the Super Bowl in the NFC?
Yep.
The Bucs.
Bucs haven't been good either, though, recently.
Yeah. Yep.
Neither have the Rams. Neither have... I'm just talking about all these teams in the NFC. Cowboys just lost. The Packers just lost.
Yeah.
Granted, both of those were on the road. I get that.
Yep.
And they both had the reasons, but all the top-end teams on the NFC side have lost. The Cardinals have been doing this with a backup quarterback. They've lost one game since Kyler went down, who was that MVP candidate.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't had their star receiver in about the same amount of time, right? 3 games. And they lost their lead rusher. Not the lead touchdown getter, because that is James Conner.
12.
Yes, that is a ridiculous
NFL.
number.
Yeah.
But they haven't had Chase Edmonds either. So I think it's a statement to me with their backup quarterback going up in their house. Yeah. And Seahawks are a mess. I get that.
Division game, though, we always talk about it being tough no matter what.
Yeah, and it's not even within a field goal. I mean, that's still a double-digit win. With
right, you shut them out for 2 quarters. Defense shut them out for 2 quarters.
I'm sold on the Cardinals is what I'm getting at. I'm sold on the Cardinals being a legit. I still don't want to give up on the Rams yet. I'm not throwing the towel in on that.
Yeah, I still think it comes down to one of those two, most likely.
Okay.
Just being well-rounded, in general, well-rounded.
Quick AFC team before we wrap her up here.
Gosh, I don't know.
That Bills one is scary. Like, that scares me because that was my pick.
That Bills one, yeah.
Go ahead, Dan.
I'll give you 2.
Go ahead and say your dum-dum. Say your dum-dum.
I'll give you 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Colts, Patriots.
Patriots, no. What the hell?
Stop it with the Patriots, for the love of God. You're right about the Colts. I'll jump on. I was on. You got him biting.
Hey,
why are you trying to get greedy with the Patriots too?
They're gonna keep winning. And it's going to look worse when you finally jump on after they make it real
I will
run.
never jump on.
You will.
You know what? I'll give you 2 as well. I think if the Chiefs can figure it out defensively, maybe. I have to go with the Colts at the moment. The Bills have not looked themselves. They looked bad. You get blown out by the Colts, who have started to figure out how to win games, have put on a lot of points, and you hold them to 15. The Bills, who have a good offense.
Yeah.
Titans are starting to slip. I think with all their weapons being hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I don't know if they can get healthy from that. Unfortunately,
I got Colts, Chargers, outside shot, Titans still. Titans, if they can just hang on until Derrick Henry comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that means a lot right there. Like, as long as they can go like 500 to finish out the season.
So the only thing I'm scared about them doing this. Titans.
Yeah.
So in the playoffs, you can't do that.
No, I understand that, but you would get him back for that, and hopefully he would steady the ship. That's the reason why.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to place money on it right now, it'd be either Colts or Chargers for me.
Mm-hmm.
NFC, I'm still sticking with Cardinals and Rams.
Yeah.
At the current. You never know. These Giants may pull it out tonight, and they are down 27-10. But
get your 9 wins, huh?
give my 9. Who's your NFC? Did you say that?
So I'd say Bucks and Rams is who the NFC is.
Did you say an NFC then?
I said
Clear this up a little bit.
Rams
Rams, Cardinals, didn't you?
and Cardinals. I do like the
Okay.
Cardinals. They've shown they can do
So we
it.
believe that it's coming out of that division.
Yeah.
Is what we're getting at.
Yep.
Okay. So when you guys got one of our last segments here?
I don't tonight.
I know you got one.
I can throw one. It's not very long. It's a cheap one, but it made me laugh. And so makes sense if you don't think about it.
Makes sense.
Sometimes when
don't
people
think
say
about
stuff, my answer back is just like real quick, and I don't like fully process what I'm saying or if I'm being an asshole, so to speak. And I'm not trying to be. It's just like, what the heck? It makes sense if you don't think about it, right? Okay, so when I pay rent check, I take it up to the guy's bank, and I drop it off, and it's like, hey, put this in Ken Inkster's rental account.
Yep.
Shout out Ken. Anyways, I've done this multiple times, right? It's not my first time going up and doing this. So I roll up to the window, and it has my wife's name on it. And, the amount, and I give it to her, put it in Ken's rental account. And she's like, are you Christopher? She, looks at me, and I was like, I'm sure as fuck ain't Allie. She just looked up all offended. I was like... Have a good day. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
You dick. That is funny, though. Are you Chris? You do. Maybe she's being nice with the whole 2021 thing.
Right. It is 2021.
Damn.
So maybe. Right.
Oh, my God.
Sure as fuck not Allie.
So I am sorry, but I did not mean to say it like that. But
Sometimes it just comes out like that.
Sometimes it just comes out like that. So that's on me. But it makes sense if you don't think about it.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Unofficially sponsored by Monster tonight.
You know it.
Unofficially.
Thank you for
Love
that
it.
caffeine.
You are a third
And those
shift
kidney
savior.
stones?
Yeah, you are a third shift savior. I promise you.
Hell yeah. Well, right on. We'll get you boys out to work here. I know you guys got to roll pretty quick, but everybody that listened tonight, thanks for tuning in. Check it out everywhere you can find your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, the whole 9. By the way, while you're at it, make sure if you like the podcast, give us a rating, give us the whole 5 stars. It helps to kind of keep putting it out there and more people see it, things like that too. We don't really ask for anything like that, but if you like it, throw it out there. It always helps. And keep with the engagement on the socials and things like that too.
That's right.
But Rio, tonight, words of wisdom.
If you have to go to work later in the day, do not drink and drink and drink and keep drinking. Because then, guess what? You might sleep in a closet.
Oh, man. I love it. Beautiful words of wisdom.
Not a work closet, would it be?
No.
Okay.
No, not a work closet.
Okay.
Not a work closet.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.